Hey everyone, and welcome. Think of this explainer as your own personal, highly supportive tutoring session. We're going to roll up our sleeves today and work together to help you write clearer, punchier, and just way more effective sentences. If you've ever felt like your writing gets, a bit tangled up, or if you just want to communicate with absolute crystal clarity, well, you are in the perfect place. Grab a notebook, get comfortable, and let's get started on this writing makeover. So ask yourself this. Are your sentences working harder than they really need to? It is incredibly easy to accidentally use clunky phrasing, especially when we're just chatting in casual daily conversation. When we speak out loud, our brains are moving a million miles a minute, right? We naturally throw in extra words as a sort of buffer while we figure out what we're going to say next. But when those casual conversational habits start bleeding into our writing, our sentences start carrying all this unnecessary weight. They lose their impact. Okay, let's dive into this. Here is our agenda for today. 1. Why simple sentences work. 2. The double ability error. 3. Stacking conditional words. 4. The literal translation trap. And 5. Your clean writing toolkit. Let's kick things off with section 1. Why simple sentences work. Writing clearly absolutely does not mean you have to write using fancy, complicated vocabulary. Actually, scratch that. It means the exact opposite. It means stripping away the filler. Think of it like organizing a cluttered desk. A redundancy happens when we merge two distinct ways of expressing the exact same grammatical purpose. It creates this repetitive filler that completely disrupts the flow of your sentence. You hear this literally all the time in everyday phrases like revert back, or end result, or added bonus. By understanding the mechanics behind these everyday conversational slip-ups, we can start to spot these filler words before they even hit the page. Moving on to section 2, the double ability error. Let's look at how we talk about our skills. Have you ever heard someone say, or maybe even written yourself, I can able to do it, or perhaps, I cannot able to do it? Just notice how that feels when I say it aloud. The pacing is kind of confused. It sounds a bit like stepping on your own shoelaces. It's undeniably clunky when we mash these words together like this. Now, if you make this mistake, don't worry. Your brain is actually just trying to be helpful. It's stacking two perfectly good phrases on top of each other to make absolutely sure the other person understands you have the ability to do something. Both the word can and the phrase be able to serve the exact same grammatical purpose. But using them together, that creates a redundancy. In grammar terms, this is known as a double modal-like error. And this perfectly illustrates the solution. We can take that clunky I can able to do it and transform it into something super sleek. I can do it. Or, alternatively, I am able to do it. Notice that confident pacing? Concise English is just far more effective. You really just need to pick one tool for the job, not both. All right, section 3, stacking conditional words. Just like our brains double up on abilities, they also love to pile up conditions, especially when we're thinking on our feet. Here's our first stacking error. Suppose if you go. This specific construction slips into our casual daily speech all the time. We're trying to set up a hypothetical scenario, so we just sort of throw every conditional word we know at the beginning of the sentence to make sure the listener is tracking with us. But let's look at the actual mechanics of these words. Suppose acts as an invitation to imagine a scenario. If establishes a condition. Using both of these conditional markers is totally repetitive. They are essentially doing the exact same job in the sentence. Only one is required to set the premise. The fix here has such an elegant simplicity. You have a choice. You can take the clunky suppose if you go and instantly transform it. Just use suppose you go. Or you can just use if you go. Choosing just one conditional marker instantly makes you sound way more authoritative and clear. Oh boy, let's look at this next one. Even in case if you meet. I'm just going to let the awkwardness of that phrase hang in the air for a second. Read it to yourself. It is a really extreme example of stacking, isn't it? It kind of feels like you're trying to walk through a doorway carrying a couch that is way, way too big. Let's break down the tautology happening right here. This phrase literally piles up 3 different conditional or concessive markers. In case and if perform nearly identical functions, and then adding the word even just adds a 3rd layer of complication. This triple layer of conditions completely derails the communication, mainly because the reader gets stuck navigating all the conditions instead of getting to the actual point of your sentence. So let's perform another makeover. We take our clunky phrase, even in case if you meet, and we just chop away the overgrowth. We are left with the sleek, even if you meet, or in case you meet. Dropping those extra layers instantly tightens up the phrasing. Your reader will definitely thank you for getting straight to the point. Up next, Section 4, the literal translation trap. This is a fascinating one, and it's incredibly common for English language learners and bilingual speakers. So if you speak more than one language, definitely pay close attention to this. Have you ever seen this specific construction? If you go means, and then a result? This structure often stems directly from real-time mental processing when a speaker is translating a thought from their native language into English on the fly. And the crucial point here is that this is completely understandable. I really want to validate the bilingual brain on this one. Many languages have a structure where a conditional clause is followed by a specific clarifying particle to signal the meaning of that condition. But in English, the word if already establishes the meaning all by itself. Because of that, adding the word means after the clause is just a literal translation trap. It's grammatically unnecessary in English and just disrupts the flow of your sentence. By simply trusting the word if to do its job, the sentence regains its forward momentum. We move from the clunky if you go means to the sleek and direct if you go, or even should you go. You absolutely don't need to explain to the reader what if means. Just let if stand on its own 2 feet. Finally, Section 5, your clean writing toolkit. It is time to lock in everything we've just learned today. Consider this your ultimate mental study guide. When you catch yourself double expressing ability with I can able to, replace it with I can or I am able to. When you see suppose if, remember both initiate a scenario, so just use suppose or if. If you fall into the translation trap of if means, just drop the means. The condition is totally self-explanatory. And finally, eliminate that clunky triple layering of even in case if by reducing it straight down to even if or in case. Replacing these redundant conversational patterns leads directly to highly effective professional communication. So, my students, I will leave you with this final provocative thought. Look at your own writing. Which of these filler patterns will you eliminate from your very next sentence to make your writing undeniably clear? I strongly encourage you to actively apply this clean writing toolkit to your daily life immediately, like literally starting with the next email or text message you send. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. Keep practicing, keep simplifying, and I'll see you next time.
Untangle all the words you use,
let a clearer feeling shine through.
no need to say you can be able, just a simple truth upon the table. Drop suppose if, let the meaning grow, find the shortest path for where to go. When your message finds its place, you communicate with grace.
Speak your mind and let it be confident and totally free. Confident and totally free. Yeah, totally free.